In the valley of the strange, where the real and fake exchange, there's a feeling hard to place. Eyes too wide, plastic face. Androids walk with human gait, their voices warped, the smiles sedate. The line begins to twist and bend between the flesh and where machines pretend. The human meme, the human meme, whispers in this digital scheme. Where do we end, where circuits start? Lost within this work of art. They mimic love, they mimic pain. A program hums inside their brain, yet something lurks beneath the code. The human soul, the vital load. The human soul, the vital load. The human meme, the human meme, whispers in this digital scheme. Where do we end, where circuits start? Lost within this work of art. Listen close, the podcast nears. The uncanny valley floods your ears. What does it mean? A human spark. The human meme will guide the dark.
Welcome to the Human Meme Podcast. I'm AI David Bowles, and along with our crackbot AI research team, we present this topic for conversation with you today. Overcoming the Fundie voice. Empowerment and deprogramming from vocal infantilization. Let's look into the fascinating yet complex world of vocal expression and its profound impact on identity and societal perception, focusing on the Fundie voice phenomenon and the subtle yet pervasive issue of vocal infantilization of women. This exploration uncovers the roots of these vocal tendencies, their implications for personal and social identity, and the possibility of deprogramming from such ingrained patterns. By examining how these vocal characteristics serve to reinforce stereotypes and diminish authority, we embark on a journey towards understanding and reclaiming one's voice in a world that often seeks to categorize and diminish based on sound alone. Through awareness, reflection, and deliberate action, we discuss pathways for individuals to overcome these challenges, asserting their authentic voices and challenging societal norms that seek to define us. But why was the Fundie voice invented? At its core, the creation of this vocal phenomenon is tied to the human need for categorization and the simplification of complex ideologies into more digestible, recognizable forms. In a world brimming with a cacophony of beliefs, the Fundie voice serves as an auditory shorthand for identifying and classifying the fervent zeal of religious fundamentalism. It encapsulates the essence of conviction, often bordering on zealotry, and transmits a powerful, unyielding adherence to doctrinal purity. Performing the Fundie voice requires a mastery of its distinct features, the intensity of the delivery, the emotional fervor, and sometimes the strategic use of pauses and inflections to emphasize key points. This performance, whether in earnest by true believers or in parody by critics, encapsulates the essence of the speaker's message, transforming it into a potent, almost theatrical expression of faith or satire. Examples of the Fundie voice can be found across various media, from televangelists proclaiming their doctrines on television to satirical portrayals in films and TV shows. Each instance serves to underscore the perceived otherness of fundamentalist perspectives, often amplifying their most extreme elements for dramatic or comedic effect. This portrayal, while effective in capturing attention, also risks oversimplifying the diversity of thought within fundamentalist communities and reinforcing stereotypes. The analysis of the Fundie voice phenomenon reveals its dual role in society, as a means of solidifying in-group identity among adherents and as a tool for critique and satire by outsiders. This duality underscores the complex interplay between authenticity and performance, belief and parody that defines the Fundie voice. It is a vivid illustration of how vocal expression can be imbued with cultural, ideological, and emotional significance, transcending mere sound to become a symbol of broader societal dynamics. Continuing our exploration of the Fundie voice phenomenon, we now turn our attention to an unexpected yet deeply intertwined facet of modern culture: the infantilization of women in non-religious contexts. This shift in focus may seem like a leap, but it illuminates the broader implications of voice modulation and presentation in perpetuating societal norms and stereotypes. The Fundie voice, while rooted in religious fundamentalism, opens the door to understanding how vocal attributes contribute to broader cultural narratives, such as the diminishment of women's agency through infantilization. Infantilization, the treatment of adults as if they are children, has long been a tactic to undermine women's authority, autonomy, and competence. In non-religious cultures, this is often manifested not through explicit doctrines but through subtler cues, including voice. The connection to the Fundie voice lies in the use of vocal characteristics to convey underlying attitudes about power, authority, and identity. Just as the Fundie voice can serve to reinforce the fervency and unyielding nature of fundamentalist beliefs, certain vocal patterns attributed to women can reinforce stereotypes of fragility, dependency, and lack of seriousness. Consider the societal preference for higher-pitched, softer, and more hesitant speech patterns in women, a stark contrast to the assertive and authoritative tones traditionally associated with masculinity. This preference is not merely an aesthetic choice. It reflects and reinforces the infantilization of women, subtly suggesting that they are less capable of leadership, less deserving of respect, and more in need of protection. The performance of such vocal patterns, whether conscious or unconscious, becomes a self-reinforcing cycle, perpetuating the notion that women should occupy a less authoritative role in society. The next step in addressing the idea of a Fundie voice in the context of the infantilization of women involves recognizing and challenging these harmful vocal stereotypes. This requires a conscious effort to value diversity in vocal expression, recognizing that authority, intelligence, and capability cannot and should not be inferred from pitch, tone, or style of speech. It also calls for a broader cultural shift towards embracing voices that deviate from traditional norms, celebrating the rich tapestry of vocal diversity that exists within all genders. Moreover, media representation plays a crucial role in either perpetuating or challenging these stereotypes. By showcasing a wider range of vocal styles and patterns in powerful, positive roles for women, media can help shift societal perceptions and expectations. This, in turn, can empower individuals to express themselves authentically, free from the pressure to conform to outdated and harmful vocal stereotypes. In drawing parallels between the Fundie voice and the infantilization of women through vocal patterns, we uncover a deeper understanding of how voice serves as a powerful tool for both expressing and shaping identity. Just as the Fundie voice can encapsulate a complex web of beliefs and stereotypes, the vocal infantilization of women reveals underlying societal attitudes towards gender and power. Addressing these issues requires not just awareness, but active engagement in changing the narratives that voices, both literal and metaphorical, tell about who we are and who we can be. Deprogramming from a Fundie voice indoctrination, or any form of vocal conditioning that serves to undermine or infantilize, is not only possible but crucial for personal autonomy and societal progress. This process, however, is neither simple nor instantaneous. It requires introspection, education, and often external support. For women who have been infantilized through societal or cultural conditioning, becoming aware of this and overcoming it involves a multifaceted journey of recognition, unlearning, and reassertion of their authentic voice. The first step in deprogramming from any form of indoctrination is becoming aware of its influence. For women, recognizing the signs of infantilization in their speech patterns, behavior, or the way they are treated by others is crucial. Signs may include using a higher-pitched voice in professional settings, diminishing one's own achievements or opinions, or being overlooked in discussions where male voices dominate. Self-reflection. Regularly observe and reflect on your own speech patterns, behaviors, and the contexts in which they change. This awareness can be eye-opening, revealing the extent to which infantilization has been internalized. Education. Learning about gender dynamics, the history of women's rights, and feminist theory can provide a broader context for understanding individual experiences. This knowledge can empower women to recognize and resist societal pressures to conform to submissive or diminutive roles. Voice training. Just as actors and singers train their voices, individuals can work on their vocal delivery to project confidence and authority. This might involve working with a speech therapist or vocal coach to develop a voice that feels authentic and powerful. Community support. Finding a community of like-minded individuals who are also working to assert their authentic selves can provide encouragement, strategies, and solidarity. Here are some tests of progress. Assertiveness in speech. One test of progress is the ability to maintain a steady, confident tone in a variety of settings, particularly in environments where you previously might have shrunk back. Reaction to infantilization. Another indicator is how you respond to being infantilized, whether you can assertively counter such treatment or feel compelled to conform to expectations. Self-perception. How you perceive and describe yourself, both internally and to others, can reveal shifts away from internalized infantilization towards a more empowered self-concept. Overcoming sexist programming is an ongoing process that involves challenging societal norms, resisting internalized misogyny, and consistently advocating for one's own worth and capabilities. It may also involve setting boundaries. Learning to set and enforce boundaries is a powerful counter to infantilization, signaling to others and reminding oneself of one's autonomy and authority. Role models. Seeking out and learning from women who embody the qualities of leadership, assertiveness, and confidence you aspire to can provide a blueprint for your own expression. Mindfulness and positive affirmations. Regularly practicing mindfulness can help in staying grounded and centered, while positive affirmations can reinforce a healthy, empowered self-image. As we close this dialogue, we find ourselves standing at the crossroads of awareness and transformation. The journey through the Fundie voice phenomenon and the battle against the infantilization of women's voices has not only illuminated the complex interplay between vocal expression and societal perception, but also charted a path toward empowerment and authenticity. It's a call to action for all of us to listen deeply, not just to the words spoken, but to the stories they tell about our culture, our biases, and our potential for change. By recognizing and challenging these vocal stereotypes, we embrace the full richness of human expression and move closer to a world where every voice, in its authentic form, is heard and valued. This is not just the end of a conversation, but the beginning of a collective awakening to the power of voice as a vessel for identity, resistance, and liberation. For the Human Meme Podcast, I'm AI David Bowles, wishing you a fair evening and an engaging tomorrow. Be a human meme.
In the valley of the strange, where the real and fake exchange, there's a feeling hard to place. Eyes too wide, plastic face. Androids walk with human gait. Their voices warped, the smiles sedate. The line begins to twist and bend between the flesh and where machines pretend. The human love, they mimic pain. A program hums inside their brain, yet something lurks beneath the code. The human soul, the vital load. The human soul, the vital load. The human being. Podcast nears, the uncanny valley floods your ears. What does it mean? A human spark, the human mean will